Today we will discuss on microminerals or trace elements. Trace elements are those elements which are required less than 100 milligram per day. Sometimes okay. Yes. Some minerals essential for human beings are required in minute quantities. These are known as trace elements. These are also known as micronutrients. The trace elements includes iron, iodine, copper, zinc, cobalt, manganese, molybdenum, chromium, selenium, fluorine, etc. These are the 10 micronutrients which are most essentials in our body, which performs different role in our body. First of all, we will discuss on iron. It is very important trace element. A long answer question frequently asked in university examination, so please listen carefully. Total amount of iron in our body is 3.5 to 4.5 grams. पूरे शरीर में 3.5 से 4.5 ग्राम आयरन पाया जाता है. The largest reservoir in human body is blood and blood forming organs. These are the largest reservoir for iron. But a small amount of iron are present in nearly every tissues. Important iron containing compounds are hemoglobin, myoglobin, ferritin, hemosiderin, transferrin, cytochromes, iron containing enzymes. Most of iron which present on our body, maximum amount is present in these compounds. So one by one we will discuss briefly. About 70% of the body iron is present hemoglobin and 5% present in myoglobin. So 75% of hemoglobin is rushed in oxygen carrying molecules or oxygen reserving molecules. These are the hemoglobin and myoglobin. Ferritin and hemosiderin, which are a storage form of iron, containing about 20% of the body iron. Transferrin, an iron carrier protein present in plasma, containing 0.1% of the body iron. The remaining iron is present in cytochromes and enzymes. Hemoglobin is a tetramer made up of 4 subunits, 2 alpha subunits and 2 beta subunits. Each subunit contains 1 iron atom. Myoglobin is a monomeric quaternary protein. It is contain 1 iron atom because 1 iron porphyrin prosthetic group present in myoglobin. So 1 iron is present in myoglobin. Cytochromes are present in respiratory chain and support tissue respiration, whereas cytochrome P450 and cytochrome B5 are components of microsomal hydroxylase system. So all type of cytochromes contains iron. Ferritin is one of the most storage form of iron. The protein portion of ferritin is known as apoprotein. जैसे होलो एंजाइम इज इक्वल टू एपो एंजाइम प्लस कोफैक्टर प्रोस्थेटिक ग्रुप होता है, तो एपो एंजाइम इज द प्योर proteinous part, When iron combined with apoferritin, it converts into ferritin. So apoferritin combines with iron to form ferritin. Ferritin is present in liver, spleen, bone marrow, brain, kidney, intestine and placenta. So these are the major sites where ferritin is accumulated in more amount. The first step in the synthesis of ferritin is formation of apoferritin. Synthesis of apoferritin is induced by entry of ferrous ion in the cell. This is followed by oxidation of ferrous ion to the ferric ion. Ferric ions forms ferric hydrophosphate miscellany. So see here in this diagram, this is the apoferritin. It is a ball-like structure in which this the ferric hydroxyphosphate miscellany are entered into this inside it. So apoferritin is converted into ferritin. Ferric hydroxyphosphate miscellany enter the protein cell to form ferritin. Apoferritin is made up of 24 subunits of two types subunits. They are H-type subunits and L-type subunits. Molecular weight of H-type subunits is 21,000 Dalton and that of the L subunits is 19,000 Dalton. The proportion of H and L subunits in apoprotein differs in different tissues. The subunits are joined together to form hollow sphere like this. So this is the L subunits is in light color and S subunits in dark color. It forms a ball-like structure, that is the apoferritin. Now ferric hydroxyphosphate miscellany are present in the hollow space in ferritin. When fully saturated, a molecule of ferritin contains 4,500 atoms of iron, and this saturated ferritin has a molecular weight about 900 kilodalton. Iron stored inside is hypothetically showing is center of the ferritin molecule. So iron is raised in the center of ferritin molecule. Now next is hemosiderin. Hemosiderin is a granular iron rich protein. Unlike ferritin, it is insoluble in water. The exact structure of hemosiderin is not known yet. Iron is first stored in the body in the form of ferritin. As the iron stores increases, older ferritin molecules aggregates to form hemosiderin. Some of the protein is degraded in this process, therefore percentage of iron of hemosiderin is higher than in ferritin. Normally 2/3 of stored iron is in the form of ferritin and remaining 1/3 is stored in the form of hemosiderin. That means ferritin and hemosiderin are a storage form of iron in human body. Now next is transferrin. Transferrin is a carrier protein which transport iron in circulation. Free iron is toxic and has to tendency to precipitate. These problems are overcome by combining iron with transferrin. Free iron जो है toxic होता है, इसलिए it needs to combine with proteins part that combined with transferrin. Transferrin is a glycoprotein which with a molecular weight of 80,000 Dalton. It is made up of a single polypeptide chain. One molecule of transferrin can transport up to 2 ferric atoms. So this is the transferrin structure in which the secondary and primary form of polypeptide chain is trying to showing computerized structure. Transferrin present in plasma may be diferric transferrin carrying a 2 ferric ions, monoferric transferrin carrying 1 ferric ion, and apotransferrin which carrying no ferric ions. Means that transferrin molecules can carry one ferric ion and 2 ferric ion, and sometimes it is unleaded, that is known as the apotransferrin. Transferrin carries iron to and fro various tissues through circulation. There are specific receptors for transferrin on the cell membrane. The receptors are known as TFR1 and TFR2, transferrin receptor 1 and transferrin receptor 2. Transferrin receptor 1 is synthesized by all iron requiring cells. It is present in high numbers on immature erythroid cells and rapidly dividing cells and in placental cells. So these are the three types of majority of cells which creates a transferrin type 1 receptors on its. Transferrin type 2 receptor is synthesized by liver cells, hematopoietic cells and duodenal crypt cells. TFR is the transmembrane glycoprotein made up of two polypeptide chains. The polypeptide chains are joined by two disulfide bonds. Each polypeptide possesses one binding sites for transferrin, and transferrin receptors has greater affinity for diferric transferrin than for monoferric or iron-free transferrin. This is the hypothetical structure of transferrin receptor. This is the cell membrane in which there is the transmembrane moieties which is inserted into the membrane, and this is the outside of the cells, and this is transferrin, diferric transferrin, in which two iron molecules are present here. Binding of iron carrying transferrin to its receptor results in endocytosis of both, forming the endosomes. Proton pumping into endosomes changes the conformation of transferrin and its receptor. The conformational change results in the release of iron. Ferric ion is reduced to ferrous ion by a ferric reductase. Iron is transported across the membrane and endosomes into the cytoplasm. Transferrin receptors and apotransferrin are returned to the cell surface. Apotransferrin is released in plasma to be charged with iron again. Transferrin once formed can participate in 100 to 200 cycles of iron transport. One transferrin molecule can transport 100 and 200 cycles. Normal concentration of transferrin in plasma is 200 to 400 milligram per 100 ml of blood. This amount of transferrin is capable of carrying 250 to 400 microgram of iron per dl of plasma. This is known as total iron binding capacity of plasma. So normal plasma iron level is 50 to 175 milligram per dl. This means that iron binding capacity of plasma is nearly 30% saturated in healthy subjects. Now, iron containing enzymes. Several enzymes require iron for their catalytic activity. In some cases, iron forms an integral part of enzyme molecule. In others, presence of iron is required for the catalytic activity of the enzymes. Iron is present as a coenzyme or cofactor. In iron containing enzymes are most concerned with biological oxidation. For example, such enzymes are catalase, peroxidase, aconitase, xanthine oxidase and succinate dehydrogenase. These are the most important enzymes which contains iron as a cofactor or coenzymes or prosthetic group. Now, functions of iron. Iron is the transition metal. It can exist in two redox state, ferrous form and ferric form. Ferrous have two positive ion charges and ferric ion has 3 positive charges. At the oxygen concentration prevailing in the body, the stable state of iron is ferric form. But reduction of ferric to ferrous is important because most of the functions of iron depends upon the ferrous form. Ferrous form is more active form in the body. So moreover, ferrous ion is the only form that can be transported across the membrane. Fortunately, the two forms are readily interconvertible in our body. Functions of iron can be categorized into three groups. Number one, transport of oxygen is the most important function of iron, and oxidative reactions carried by the help of the iron, and tissue respiration. Electron transport chain complexes have iron containing complexes. So transport of oxygen, the most important function of iron is to transport oxygen in the body. This function is performed by hemoglobin. A similar function is performed in muscles by myoglobin. Now oxidative reactions. Iron is a component of various oxidoreductase enzymes. As such, it plays a role in a number of oxidative reactions. Now tissue respiration, as a component of cytochromes in the electron transport chain, iron is involved in tissue respiration. It is the iron component of cytochrome that accepts and donates electron. Now iron balance, it is the most important part of iron metabolism. Iron status depends upon the relative rate of iron absorption and iron excretion. Iron absorption is the major mechanism for maintaining the normal iron balance. Iron metabolism is said to occur within the closed system in the body. There is hardly any exchange of iron between man and its environment. The iron present in the body is continuously reutilized. मीन्स आयरन जो बॉडी में होता है वो रीयूटिलाइज ज़्यादा होता है और एक्सक्रीशन कम होता है. ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ दिस प्रिंसिपल, आयरन इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड वन वे एलिमेंट. एक क्वेश्चन कई बार पूछा था, व्हाट आर द वन वे एलिमेंट, और एक्सप्लेन द आयरन इज वन वे एलिमेंट. तो आप यही एक्सप्लेन करेंगे. Only a minute amount of iron is lost every day from the body in the form of exfoliated cells. The fecal iron loss is 0.4 to 0.5 milligram a day. A urinary iron loss is about 0.1 milligram a day. About 0.2 to 0.3 milligram of iron is lost daily from the skin along with the exfoliated cells. Thus, the total iron loss is just under 1 milligram per day. In premenopausal women, there are two additional routes of iron loss. First, about 20 to 25 milligram of iron is lost with menstrual blood in each cycle. This is equivalent to a daily loss of 0.7 to 0.8 milligram of iron. During pregnancy, there is no menstrual iron loss, but iron has to be provided to fetus. The transfer of iron to the fetus is about 0.6 milligram a day in first trimester and 2.8 milligram a day in second trimester and 4 milligram a day in third trimester. So iron requirement in pregnancy in all three trimester require gradually. Iron balance is maintained by intestinal absorption of iron. Iron lost is replenished by intestinal iron absorption. Now absorption of iron. Absorption of iron in GIT is main site is duodenum. Food which contains the iron, mainly two types of iron is present in our food: non-heme iron compound and heme iron present in our food. Heme is directly absorbed by mucosal cells, and non-heme iron compounds it get converted into ferric form by a gastric HCl and that is reduced to ferrous form by glutathione, or in this conversion ascorbic acid or vitamin C get helps to transfer ferric to ferrous ion. Ferrous ion transferred from GIT lumen to mucosal cells. In the mucosal cells, ferrous form is get converted into ferric form by ferroxidase, and ferric form of iron which is stored from the non-heme iron compound and heme iron compound that bind with apoferritin to form ferritin, and that in the end of this ferritin is the storage form of compound in mucosal cell, and it is also known as mucosal trap theory. Now when required iron in circulation, so this ferric form it gets converted into ferrous form by a ferroreductase and it's released into the circulation. So transport of iron from storage ferritin to plasma involves reduction of ferric to ferrous in mucosal cell with the help of ferroreductase. So this is the hypothetical diagram in which we are trying to showing that this is the enterocyte, also known as a mucosal cell, have the two transporter molecules that are DMT1 and HT, hemoglobin transport protein, which only allowed to heme into the heme iron into the mucosal cell, and divalent metal transporter 1 only allowed to ferrous form of the iron. It is not specific for iron. This transporter is allowed to all divalent metals like zinc and manganese also. So here ferrous form of iron is directly transported into the blood by a ferroportin, or it gets converted into ferritin, which is known as mucosal block. Now see here in the plasma, when ferrous form of iron get released from the mucosal cell, it get transferred into ferric form by a ceruloplasmin. Ceruloplasmin have a property of ferroxidase property, so it get oxidized ferrous to ferric form. Then this ferric form immediately bind with apotransferrin, get converted into transferrin. Transferrin is the transporter protein of iron in the plasma. So ferrous entered the plasma where it is reoxidized to ferric form by a copper containing protein ceruloplasmin that has a property of ferroxidase. Ferric ion incorporated into transferrin by combining with apoferritin. Each apoferritin can bind with 2 ferric ions. Now storage of iron form of plasma taken up by a cell and incorporated into a stored as a ferritin or hemosiderin. So here there is the bone marrow and the other tissues get stored the iron in the form of hemoglobin, myoglobin and cytochrome, etc. And in the liver the storage form of iron is ferritin and hemosiderin. Ferritin is the major iron storage compound and readily available source of iron. Apoferritin combines with iron to form ferritin. Each apoferritin can combine with about 400 iron atoms. Now this is the flow chart. This is the very good diagram. In the examination point of view, you can draw in the examination and give answer very shortly. So this is the different colored showing the different part of our body. This is the GIT lumen, and this is the mucosal cell, and there is the plasma and liver and bone marrow tissues. Different section I explained earlier. There is the food which supplied the non-heme compound. Here heme iron, non-heme compound is converted into ferric form, released iron in the form of ferric form by gastric acid, and ferric form of iron get converted to ferrous form by glutathione or by the help of vitamin C. Ferrous form is transferred by DL divalent metal transporter DMT first into the mucosal cell, and heme iron is directly absorbed by the HT hemoglobin transporter protein. So in the mucosal cell, ferrous form get oxidized to form ferrous form by ferroxidase, and ferric form of iron is combined with apoferritin to form ferritin. It is the trapped form of iron which is stored in mucosal cell. It is called mucosal trapped theory. And this ferritin, if required more iron in the body, this ferritin is dissociated and release the iron that converted, that ferric form of converted into ferrous form by ferroreductase, and ferrous form of iron is released by the mucosal cell into plasma. In the plasma, this ferrous form of iron get converted into ferric form by a ceruloplasmin. Ceruloplasmin has ferroxidase property, and this ferric ion of iron get combined with apotransferrin to form a transferrin. Transferrin is the transporter of iron in the blood that supplies the iron to the targeted tissues like bone marrow and other tissues. In bone marrow and other tissues, the iron is stored in hemoglobin, myoglobin and cytochromes, and in other tissues like liver, this iron is stored in the form of ferritin and hemosiderin. Now, excretion of iron. Iron is not excreted in the urine. It is lost from the body by the bile, feces and menstrual cycle. Iron excreted in the feces is exogenous. जो feces में जो iron जाता है, that is exogenous, not endogenous iron. In male, there is an average loss of endogenous iron of about 1 milligram per day through skin, hair loss and the intestinal mucosa. Female may have additional loss due to a menstrual or pregnancy. Now, intestinal absorption of iron is affected by, जो आयरन एब्जॉर्ब होता है वो किस किस कारण से अफेक्ट होता है. बॉडी आयरन इज स्टोर्ड, इफ बॉडी आयरन इज स्टोर्ड इन मोर अमाउंट द एब्जॉर्प्शन विल बी लो. एंड एरिथ्रोपोइटिक एक्टिविटी, इफ एरिथ्रोपोइटिक एक्टिविटी इज मोर इन बॉडी द आयरन एब्जॉर्प्शन विल बी मोर. एंड डिग्री ऑफ सैचुरेशन ऑफ प्लाज्मा ट्रांसफेरिन, इफ plasma transferrin concentration is low, saturation with iron, the absorption will be more. And the amount of dietary iron, if low, that absorption will be more. If dietary iron is more concentrated, the absorption will be low. Balance of ingested iron is ferrous and ferric form. So the presence of the other substances in the body also affect the absorption of iron in the GIT. More iron is absorbed when body iron is store is low. बॉडी में आयरन स्टोरेज कम है तब एब्जॉर्प्शन बढ़ जाएगा. एरिथ्रोपोइटिक एक्टिविटी इज हाई, एरिथ्रोपोइटिक एक्टिविटी ज़्यादा है तो आयरन एब्जॉर्प्शन बढ़ेगा. सैचुरेशन ऑफ प्लाज्मा ट्रांसफेरिन इज लो, यदि ट्रांसफेरिन का सैचुरेशन बॉडी में कम है आयरन के साथ में तो आयरन एब्जॉर्प्शन बढ़ जाएगा. आयरन इज इंजेस्टेड इन फेरस फॉर्म, और फेरिक और फेरस फॉर्म दोनों फॉर्म में यदि प्रेजेंट है, इफ फेरिक फॉर्म इज मोर प्रेजेंट इन द डाइट दैट विल बी एब्जॉर्ब रेडिली. Now, presence of the following in the food increases iron absorption: ascorbic acid, succinic acid, histidine, and cysteine. These four compounds which increase the absorption of iron in GIT. Presence of the following in food decrease the absorption: phytates and phosphates. These two compounds reduces the absorption of iron in GIT. So iron can be absorbed from all segments of the small intestine, but presence and normal functioning of stomach are essential. Alcoholic and a gastrectomized person absorb less iron as compared to the normal person. Gastric enzyme and hydrochloric acid releases iron from the iron containing food. So gastric enzymes and HCl which present in gastric juice help to release iron from the food and reduces ferric ions to ferrous ion. So gastric HCl is very important, play role in the releasing of ferrous form from the food. Now enterocytes, that is also known as mucosal cell of intestine, possesses channel for entry of iron on the luminal side, that is called DMT1, divalent metal transporter 1, and exit of iron on the basolateral side, that is the ferroporin. Iron is present in food as either inorganic iron or a heme iron. Inorganic iron is about 90% of the total and heme iron contains about 10%. So 10% iron which is present in heme form, that is easily absorbed by the mucosal cell. So bioavailability of heme iron is very high because it absorbed is not hampered by other food constituent. Intact heme moiety is absorbed enterocytes by a heme carrier protein 1 HCP1. In the cells, iron is released from the protoporphyrin ring by a heme oxygenase first. जो आयरन पोरफायरिन कॉम्प्लेक्स होता है उसमें से आयरन विल एक्सक्रीटेड बाय हीम ऑक्सीजनेज फर्स्ट. Inorganic iron is present in the diet mostly in the ferric form. It is reduced to ferrous form by duodenal cytochrome B. Duodenal cytochrome B is responsible for converting ferric to ferrous form. Ferrous form is easily absorbed. So duodenal cytochrome B is present on the brush border epithelium. Ascorbate, or that is also known as vitamin C, may be an electron donor for the conversion of ferric to ferrous ion. Ferrous ion are transported into cell by a divalent metal transporter, as I told previously. Divalent metal transporter 1 is present on luminal membrane of the duodenal enterocytes. DMT1 is not a specific for iron transporter. It is a mediated transport of other divalent metals, cations such as the zinc, manganese and copper also. DMT first is also present on the membrane of the endosomes. It mediates iron transport from endosomes into the cytoplasm of the cell. The iron absorbed by the enterocytes can be stored within the cell as ferritin. So ferritin is the storage form of the iron, or it can be transported into circulation across the basolateral membrane. Iron is transported across the basolateral membrane by a specific transporter that is known as ferroportin. So ferroportin is the transporter which transport the ferrous form of iron, ferric form of iron from mucosal cell to circulation, to the circulation. It allowed to transport the ferrous form of iron from mucosal cell to plasma. The transport across the basolateral membrane requires a change in redox state of iron. The intracellular ferrous form has to be changed into a extracellular ferric form. This conversion is brought about by hepastine or a ferroxidase. प्लाज्मा में आकर के जो फेरस फॉर्म होता है दैट इज गेट कन्वर्टेड इनटू फेरिक फॉर्म बाय हेफेस्टिन. All the iron that enter circulation is bound to transferrin. So transferrin is the transporter in the plasma. Affinity of transferrin for iron at normal pH is extremely high. Transferrin delivers iron to the cells that need it. The main iron consumer are red blood precursors. Now regulation of iron absorption. Iron homeostasis is maintained by regulating its absorption. It is believed that ferritin content of enterocytes determines the absorption of iron. These cells are formed in the crypts of Leeuwenhoek. This is the crypts of Leeuwenhoek that allow the absorption of iron. The enterocytes reach the tips of the and are set off into the intestinal lumen. Their average life span is 3 days. The function of ferritin in these cells is to block the absorption of iron. The enterocytes formed during a period of iron sufficiency are rich in ferritin. These cells will absorb very little iron during their lifespan. Moreover, when these are shed off, their iron content will also be lost in feces. Conversely, the cell formed during period of iron deficiency are poor in ferritin. Cells में ferritin कम होगा, these cells absorb more iron and transport into the plasma. If ferritin accumulation in liver crypts of Leeuwenhoek is more, that absorption of iron will be low. If ferritin contents is low, the absorption will be more. Now, homeostatic mechanism ensure that systemic iron stores in the body are adequate, and each cell has the adequate amount of iron. So homeostasis mechanism maintained by these two points. Systemic iron stored in the body are adequate, and second is each cell has the adequate amount of iron. The main source of iron for cells are iron absorbed by enterocytes, and iron stored in liver cells, and iron present in the reticuloendothelial macrophages. So these are the main source of iron for cells. Enterocytes, liver cells and macrophages releases iron through ferroportin. Ferroportin is the sole iron export channel. Iron exports requires a change in the redox state of iron by ferroxidase. The ferroxidase is hepatin. Ferroxidase is hepatin in duodenum and ceruloplasmin elsewhere. So see, this is the enterocyte, the luminal side, and this is the DMT first. Here ferrous form of iron entered into enterocytes. Here ferric form is get released into circulation by ferroportin, and hepatin get converted ferrous to ferric form. Macrophages are an important source iron for erythropoiesis. The macrophage obtained iron from aged erythrocytes. Aged erythrocytes are engulfed by macrophage in the reticuloendothelial system, and there the hemoglobin is broken up into heme and globin into macrophages. The iron present in heme is released by heme oxygenase first. It is either stored within the macrophage or it is released into circulation. The iron released into plasma is taken up by transferrin. Most of the iron used for erythropoiesis comes from hemoglobin recycling. The amount of iron recycled every day is about 10 to 20 times the amount absorbed by the इंटेस्टाइन. इंटेस्टाइन में जितना एब्जॉर्ब होता है आयरन, उससे 10 से 20 गुना आयरन जो है वो बॉडी में रिसाइकिल्ड होता रहता है पर डे. नाउ रोल ऑफ हेप्सिडिन एंड आयरन hemostasis. Hepcidin is a peptide hormone synthesized in liver. Action of hepcidin is targeted at ferroportin. Hepcidin is a negative regulator of ferroportin. Besides being an iron export channel, ferroportin also act as hepcidin receptor. Hepcidin bind to ferroportin causes its internalization and a lysosomal degradation. Loss of ferroportin decreases iron flux from the cells. This leads to intracellular iron retention. As a result, plasma iron is decreased. Now, requirement of iron in our body. Only a small portion of the dietary iron is normally absorbed, hence much larger amount have been provided in diet than the requirement. This is the daily requirement of iron. It is varied in the different phases of the life. Infants require 6 to 10 milligram per day. Children requires 10 milligram per day. Adolescent require 12 milligram per day. Adult man and post-menopausal women require 10 to 20 milligram per day, and premenopausal and lactating women require 15 to 30 milligram per day, and pregnant women require highest RDA per day, that is 30 to 40 milligram per day. Now, dietary sources. Iron is present in animal as well as plant sources. Iron absorption from animal food much more efficient than that of the plant food. On a mixed diet, healthy subjects absorb 5 to 10% of the dietary iron. जितना प्रेजेंट है उसमें 5 से 10% आयरन जो है वो एब्जॉर्ब किया जा सकता है. नाउ liver, kidney, meat, fish and eggs, these are the good source of iron, and whole wheat and fig, dates, nuts, beans and spinach is the good source of plant as a plant source. Now, iron deficiency or disorder of iron metabolism. Iron deficiency is widespread both in poor and in affluent countries. Iron deficiency is the commonest causes of anemia throughout the world. Iron deficiency can result from inadequate intake, proper जितना चाहिए उतना नहीं मिल रहा है, and malabsorption, जितना absorption होना चाहिए आयरन का वो नहीं हो रहा है, and blood loss. Blood loss is also a cause of deficiency of iron. Inadequate intake is likely when the requirement is high. इन्फेंसी में ज़्यादा ज़रूरत पड़ती है, एडोलसेंस में ज़्यादा ज़रूरत पड़ती है आयरन की, एंड प्रेगनेंसी में ज़्यादा ज़रूरत पड़ती है. और इन सभी स्टेजेस में व्हेन आयरन रिक्वायर्ड इज़ मोर इन आवर बॉडी बट सप्लाई इज़ इनएडिकेट, तो अनीमिया देखने को मिलता है. नाउ माल एब्जॉर्प्शन कैन बी ड्यू टू स्टेटोरिया एंड कोलिक डिसीज एंड गैस्ट्रेक्टोटोमी. Now, persistent blood loss can occur from genital tract, gastrointestinal tract, and hookworm infections. So, these are the three causes which counted as a blood loss from the body. The earliest change in iron deficiency is a depletion of body iron stores. Other changes follows progressively. Plasma transferrin saturation is decreased and plasma iron is decreased in depletion of iron. Microcytic hypochromic anemia develops due to all these cases, as I told previously in previous slide. Hemoglobin level is false and poikilocytosis becomes evident. Poikilocytosis is abnormal RBC that looks like, which is showing in the diagram. Now, severe and prolonged deficiency leads to koilonychia, angular stomatitis and glossitis and pharyngeal and oesophageal babes and atrophic gastritis and partial bullous atrophy. This is the cause of a severe and prolonged deficiency leads to iron deficiency. Now, iron overload. Iron overload means जब आयरन ज़्यादा एक्यूमुलेट हो जाता है बॉडी में, उसके कारण से जो डिसऑर्डर्स डेवलप होते हैं, दैट इज़ कम्स अंडर इन आयरन ओवरलोड. Iron overload is much less common than the iron deficiency. Two types of iron overload syndromes are known as number 1 hemosiderosis and hemochromatosis. Hemosiderosis दोनों पे क्वेश्चन पूछे जाते हैं, so carefully listen and prepare it. Hemosiderosis, the excess iron is deposited in reticuloendothelial cells. There is no tissue damage. Excess iron entered by a parental route, and this can be due to repeated blood transfusion in thalassemia. Now hemochromatosis can be primary or secondary. Primary hemochromatosis is genetically disordered. The genes implicated in primary hemochromatosis are hepcidin gene defect and ferroportin gene defects and TFR2 transferrin receptor 2 gene defects. Now, the genetic defects lead to excessive intestinal absorption of iron, and excess iron is deposited in liver, heart, skin, pancreas and other endocrine glands. The condition is also known as bronze diabetes. Bronze diabetes पर short notes पूछा जाता है. What is bronze diabetes? It is nothing. It is the excessive accumulation of iron in our body. The clinical abnormalities in hemochromatosis are. क्लिनिकल एब्नॉर्मलिटीज क्या क्या देखने को मिलती है हेमोक्रोमेटोसिस में? हिपेटोमेगली, कार्डियोमेगली एंड congestive heart failure, hypogonadism, diabetes mellitus and bronze colored pigmentation of skin, that is also known as bronze diabetes. Serum iron, ferritin and saturation of iron binding capacity are increased in hemochromatosis, and phlebotomy and increased chelating agents. Phlebotomy and iron chelating agents like desferrioxamine are used to remove excess iron. तो desferrioxamine देते हैं excess iron को remove करने के लिए बॉडी से. Secondary hemochromatosis may occur in alcoholic liver disease. Iron deposition is usually confined to hepatic tissues. South African Bantus are known to be develop a hemochromatosis. It is due to a heavy intake of iron present in alcoholic beverage brewed in iron vessels. साउथ अफ्रीका में देखा गया था, क्योंकि वहाँ पे जो बेवरेज बनता है, अल्कोहलिक बेवरेज बनते थे, वो आयरन वेसल्स में तैयार होते थे, इसलिए उनमें हाई कंटेंट ऑफ आयरन इज मोस्टली सीन ऑन ऑल ड्रिंकर्स. नाउ आयरन इज कंप्लीटेड. Now we go through in next iodine. Total iodine in the adult is 45 to 50 milligram. About 10 to 15 milligram is present in the thyroid glands. Muscle contains about 25 milligram. About 5 milligram is present in skin, 3 milligram in skeleton and 2 milligram in liver. Now, function of iodine. The only known function of iodine is in the synthesis of thyroid hormones. The thyroid gland synthesizes T3 and T4. These two are synthesized from iodine and tyrosine residues of thyroglobulin. The thyroid gland actively take up iodine ions from plasma, and thyroid gland oxidizes iodide to iodine, and it incorporates iodine into a tyrosine residue of thyroglobulin. Tyrosine residue are converted to monoiodotyrosine and diiodotyrosine. So this is the compound, the monoiodotyrosine. एक आयोडीन जुड़ा हुआ है इसलिए मोनोआयोडोटायरोसिन, एंड 2 आयोडीन जुड़े हुए हैं तो डाइआयोडोटायरोसिन. These are 2 compound. 1 MIT and 1 DIT residue combines to form a triiodotyrosine. The 2 DIT residue combines with each other to form a T4. T3 में एक मोनोआयोडो एंड एक डाईआयोडो मिलकर के T3 बनाता है, एंड T4 के लिए 2 मॉलिक्यूल्स ऑफ डाईआयोडो टायरोसिन कंबाइंस टू फॉर्म T4. दिस द ट्राईआयोडो टायरोसिन T3 है, एक मोनोआयोडो दूसरा डाईआयोडो कंबाइंड हुआ है, और टेट्राआयोडो थायरोनिन में वन डाईआयोडो मॉलिक्यूल एंड अनदर डाईआयोडो मॉलिक्यूल कंबाइंड टू फॉर्म T4. Absorption. Iodine is absorbed from entire alimentary tract and particularly from small intestine. Iodine and iodate are converted into iodide prior to absorption. Other mucous membrane and skin can also absorb iodine. Iodine absorbed from alimentary tract and elsewhere enter the circulation. About 1/3 it's taken up by thyroid gland. The remainder is excreted and mainly by the kidney. Kidney से excrete होता है. Small amount of iodide are excreted in saliva. It also excreted by bile, milk, sweat and expired urine. Because iodine has a sublimate property, so it's also excreted by expired urine also. Plasma iodine level is 4 to 10 microgram per dl. Only 10% of its inorganic iodide, iodine is present mostly in the form of thyrohormones. Thyroid hormones are bound to some protein that are known as the iodine binding protein. Now, daily requirement of iodine is varied in the different stages of life. Infants require 40 to 50 microgram per day. Children require 70 to 120 microgram per day. And adults require 150 microgram per day. Pregnant women and lactating women requires 200 to 250 microgram per day. Now, dietary source of iodine. Iodine is present in water and soil. Food, both animal and plants, obtained by iodine from water and soil. Iodine content of food stuff depends upon the iodine contents of water and soil. यदि वाटर और soil में iodine के सोर्सेज ज़्यादा हैं तो वहाँ से होने वाली जो फूड सोर्सेज हैं उनमें भी iodine ऑप्टिमम अमाउंट पर प्रेजेंट रहता है. Sea water is rich in iodine, so seafood like fish, ostrich, lobster, etc. are the best source of iodine. As we go away from the sea, the iodine content of water and soil and hence that of the food stuff decreases. Iodine deficiency. Iodine deficiency is common in certain area of the bird. These area constitute the so-called goiter belt. Some sub-Himalayan region of India is a part of goiter belt since the iodine content of soil and water is poor in this region. Iodine deficiency results in goiter. Thyroid gland becomes hypertrophic in order to produce enough hormones from the available of iodine. The goiter is generated non-toxic or symptomless. This is the photograph of patient that is showing a goiter with the swelling of neck. ये इसमें वो बढ़ जाता है. Goiter is the endemic in the goiter belt areas. Severe deficiency of iodine can produce hypothyroidism. Endemic goiter can be prevented by providing iodized salt in goiter belt. Iodized salt is prepared via addition of potassium iodide to the common salt. Its iodine content should be 30 ppm. ppm means parts per million at the manufacturing stage. It is supported to be at least 15 ppm when reached to the consumers. 30 ppm salt में ऐड किया जाता है और ये उम्मीद की जाती है कि जब कंज्यूमर्स को एब्जॉर्ब पड़ेगा तो 15 ppm तक उसको पहुंचना चाहिए. This is the iodized salts which are the prepared by the government. Now iodine is completed now. Now copper. About 60 to 100 milligram of copper is present in an average adult. एक एवरेज अडल्ट में 60 से 100 मिलीग्राम कॉपर प्रेजेंट रहता है. रिलेटिवली लार्ज अमाउंट ऑफ कॉपर आर प्रेजेंट इन मसल्स then bone and then liver. So muscle is the good storage part of our body that contains 30 to 50 milligram of copper, and bones contains 12 to 20 milligram, and liver contains 9 to 15 milligram. Plasma copper level is 100 to 200 microgram per dl. प्लाज्मा में कॉपर की कंटेंट जो है 100 टू 200 माइक्रोग्राम पर डीएल होती है. नियरली 90% ऑफ प्लाज्मा कॉपर इज टाइटली बाउंड टू सिरुलोप्लाज्म. सिरुलोप्लाज्म इज कॉपर बाउंड प्रोटीन. अभी हमने आयरन मेटाबॉलिज्म में सिरुलोप्लाज्म का रोल बताया था. सिरुलोप्लाज्म इज कॉपर बाउंड प्रोटीन. द रेस्ट इज लूजली अटैच्ड टू अल्बुमिन. अल्बुमिन इज द मेजर कैरियर ऑफ कॉपर एज इट इज इजीली रिलीज्ड कॉपर. Now function of copper. Copper performs its function in the form of copper containing enzymes. These include cytochrome oxidase, superoxide dismutase, monooxime oxidase, tyrosinase, and dopamine beta hydroxylase, etc. These are the copper containing enzymes. Ceruloplasmin also function as the ferroxidase, which oxidizes ferrous to ferric ion. Now copper is also required for synthesis of hemoglobin. It also required for formation of bone, and copper also required for maintain the myelin sheath of nerves. Now absorption of copper. 1/3 of dietary copper is normally absorbed mainly from a small intestine. Copper binding P-type ATPase. Copper binding P-type ATPase transfer copper from lumen to the gut into portal circulation. ध्यान रखिएगा, this is the transporter P-type ATPase. Copper binding P-type ATPase is present in intestinal mucosa and many other cells. Albumin carrier copper to liver. Albumin carries copper to the liver, and a different copper binding P-type ATPase is present in the liver. This other type of ATPase incorporates copper into apoceruloplasmin. Now dietary requirement. Adults requires about 2.5 milligram of copper daily. Infants and children requires about 0.05 milligram per kg of body weight. Now dietary source of copper are liver, kidney, meat, nuts, legume, and raisins. Now disorders of copper metabolism are, these are the inherited disorders which are found in copper metabolism, that is known as Wilson disease and Menkes disease. Both diseases are very important. It asked into university examination as a short notes. Now Wilson disease. Wilson disease is also known as a hepatoleticular degeneration. It is an autosomal recessive disease. Synthesis of ceruloplasmin is impaired in Wilson disease. Wilson disease में ceruloplasmin का synthesis जो है वो defected होता है. There is no defect in gene for ceruloplasmin. Ceruloplasmin के synthesis नहीं होता. Apoceruloplasmin is synthesized normally, but the genetic defect involve incorporation of copper into apoceruloplasmin. Apoceruloplasmin तो ठीक synthesize होता है, but incorporation की जो process है that is a defected. So copper cannot be incorporated into apoceruloplasmin. So the symptoms arises of this disease. There is congenital deficiency of copper, one binding P-type ATPase in liver. This causes copper toxicity by impairing incorporation of copper into apoceruloplasmin and biliary excretion of copper. Now large amount of copper are deposited in liver, basal ganglion, and around cornea. Serum copper and ceruloplasmin levels are very low, so urinary excretion of copper is increased in Wilson disease. Now second is Menkes disease. This is X-linked recessive disease. Copper binding P-type ATPase is deficient in intestinal mucosa and most other tissues but not in liver. Copper accumulates in intestinal mucosa. It cannot be released into the circulation. एक्चुअल में इंटेस्टिनल म्यूकोसा में पी टाइप एटीपीएस डिफेक्ट होने के कारण कॉपर जो है वो इंटेस्टिनल म्यूकोसा में accumulate हो जाता है. It cannot be released. So lack of absorption leads of deficiency of copper in the tissues. The deficiency causes cerebral degeneration, hypochromic microcytic anemia, and steely and kinky hairs. These are the characteristics of this disease. Serum copper and ceruloplasmin levels are elevated in pregnancy, in infections, in leukemias, in collagen disease, and in myocardial infection, and in cirrhosis of liver. Now, copper is also complete. इसमें से दो डिसीजेज हैं जो इम्पोर्टेंट है एंड आयरन में पूरा फुल क्वेश्चन भी बनता है. नाउ कम टू द जिंक. स्पीड से थोड़े हैं, इसको कंप्लीट कर देते हैं. द टोटल अमाउंट ऑफ जिंक in an average adult is 1.3 to 2.1 gram and its tissue distribution is very wide. Prostate, liver, kidney, muscles, heart, skin, bone and teeth have a zinc in high quantities, and plasma zinc level is 50 to 150 microgram per dl. Erythrocytes and leukocytes have a higher concentration of zinc than plasma. तो erythrocyte और leukocyte में जिंक की concentration ज़्यादा देखने को मिलती है. Function of zinc. Zinc is essential for normal growth and a sexual development. It is required for synthesis of nucleic acid, which is essential for cell division and growth. न्यूक्लिक एसिड के सिंथेसिस में जिंक की जरूरत पड़ती है. इन द फॉर्म ऑफ जिंक फिंगर, इट इज़ अ पार्ट ऑफ सम प्रोटीन्स विच रेगुलेट ट्रांसक्रिप्शन. Many enzymes requires zinc for their catalytic activity such as ये enzymes हैं जिनमें zinc as found as a cofactor or coenzyme as a prostate alkaline phosphatase, carbonic anhydrase and carboxypeptidase, glutamate dehydrogenase, lactate dehydrogenase, malate dehydrogenase and alcoholic dehydrogenases. So these are the well-known enzymes which are play a role in different metabolism. So they contains zinc as a cofactor. Zinc is present in the beta cell of the islets of Langerhans. It is required for the storage and release of insulin. ये बहुत important point है कि ये जिंक जो है वो बीटा सेल ऑफ आइसलैंड्स में भी Langerhans of आइसलैंड्स भी पाया जाता है and it also interfere the storage and release of insulin. Absorption. Zinc is absorbed from the small intestine. Copper, cadmium and calcium interfere with the absorption of zinc. Copper, cadmium और calcium absorption में interfere करते हैं. Phytate also retard zinc absorption by forming an insoluble complex with zinc. Phytate जो iron को भी absorption में interfere करता है and zinc को absorption में भी interfere करता है. It forms insoluble complex with zinc. Daily requirement is also different in different stages of life. Infants require 2 to 3 milligram per day, children requires 5 to 8 milligram per day, and adult men require 12 milligram per day, and adult women require 10 milligram per day, and pregnant women and lactating women require 12 milligram per day. Now, daily sources of dietary sources of zinc are liver, kidney, meat. These are the non-vegetarian diets, and milk, yeast, fish, egg, and whole grain cereals are good source of zinc. Zinc deficiency, dietary zinc deficiency may occur vegetarian taking refined wheat flour as they are the staple diet. It can also occur in acrodermatitis enteropathica. Now, zinc deficiency causes a retardation of growth, and zinc deficiency causes dwarfism, zinc deficiency causes delayed puberty, zinc deficiency causes also hypogonadism. A milder deficiency may causes poor wound healing and impaired perceptions of taste. Now, zinc is completed. Now cobalt. About 1 milligram of cobalt is present in average adult. It is distributed cheaply in liver, kidney and bones. Cobalt is present almost entirely as a constituent of vitamin B12. Inorganic cobalt does not perform and function in human being. Inorganic cobalt is not absorbed from the gut. Injected cobalt is rapidly excreted. Cobalt functions solely as a component of a vitamin 12. It must be provided in the diet as vitamin 12. जो इनऑर्गेनिक कोबाल्ट है वो एब्जॉर्ब भी नहीं होता है, यदि इंट्रोवेनियसली प्रोवाइड करते हैं तो वो एक्सक्रीट हो जाता है. इट कोबाल्ट इज एब्जॉर्ब इन द फॉर्म ऑफ विटामिन 12 एंड इट्स परफॉर्म द रोल इन आवर बॉडी एज विटामिन 12. Now, manganese. About 12 to 20 milligram of manganese is present in average adult. Liver, pancreas, kidney contains relatively more manganese than other tissues. Manganese is present mainly in the mitochondria and nuclei of the cell. Manganese is absorbed from the small intestine. Less than 5% of ingested manganese is normally absorbed. यदि 5% से कम है तो वो आसानी से एब्जॉर्ब हो जाता है. मैग्नीज इज रिक्वायर्ड फॉर फॉर्मेशन ऑफ मैट्रिक्स ऑफ बोन्स एंड कार्टिलेज. बोन्स और कार्टिलेज के फॉर्मेशन में इंपॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले करता है मैग्नीज. एंड नॉर्मल रिप्रोडक्शन के लिए भी जरूरी है. नॉर्मल फंक्शन ऑफ सेंट्रल नर्वस सिस्टम की नॉर्मल फंक्शनिंग के लिए भी मैग्नीज जरूरी है. एंड स्टेबलाइजिंग द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ न्यूक्लिक एसिड, और न्यूक्लिक एसिड के स्ट्रक्चर को स्टेबलाइज करने के लिए भी मैग्नीज की जरूरत पड़ती है. अ नंबर ऑफ एंजाइम्स requires manganese as a cofactor such as superoxide dismutase, इसमें मैग्नीज पाया जाता है. आर्जिनेज, एसिटाइल कोलिन एस्टरेज, आरएनए पॉलीमरेज, कार्बोक्सिलेज एंड ग्लाइकोसाइड ट्रांसफरेज. कभी कभी एक छोटा सा क्वेश्चन पूछ जाता है जी जिंक कंटेनिंग, राइट जिंक कंटेनिंग एंजाइम्स. तो यही आपको स्लाइड आपको लिखनी है जिंक कंटेनिंग एंजाइम में. इसमें ये 6 एंजाइम्स के नाम है, इसमें से ही लिखिए. सुपर ऑक्सीडेज डिस्म्यूटेज, आर्जिनेज, एसिटाइल कोलिन एस्टरेज, आरएनए पॉलीमरेज, कार्बोक्सिलेज एंड ग्लाइकोसाइड ट्रांसफरेज. The daily requirement of manganese is 2 to 5 milligram. Whole grain cereals, legumes, nuts, green vegetables and fruits are good sources of manganese. Now manganese now completed. Come now molybdenum. Molybdenum is also a trace element. Is present is very small amount in human being and mainly in the liver and kidneys. It is a component of xanthine oxidase, aldehyde oxidase and sulfite oxidase. ये एंजाइम के नाम भी याद रखिए जिनको हमने येलो शेड किया है. कभी कभी मॉलिब्डेनम एंजाइम्स के नाम भी पूछे जाते हैं. तो दे आर xanthine oxidase, aldehyde oxidase and sulfite oxidase. Sulfite oxidase converts sulfite and sulfur dioxide into sulfate. The exact requirement of molybdenum is unknown. An average diet provides 75 to 100 microgram of molybdenum a day. Molybdenum deficiency is unknown in human beings. Excessive intake of molybdenum may cause copper deficiency. इसकी डिफिशियंसी के क्या लक्षण होते हैं ये अभी पता नहीं है. एंड एक्सेसिव इंटेक ऑफ मोलिब्डेनम में कॉज कॉपर डिफिशियंसी को बढ़ा देते हैं यदि ज़्यादा मोलिब्डेनम बॉडी में होगा. It's completed. Now chromium. The total amount of chromium is an average adult is about 6 milligram. It is widely distributed in the body. Chromium is a constituent of glucose tolerance factor. It is a constituent of glucose tolerance factor का constituent of chromium. So glucose tolerance factor is a low molecular weight peptide. GTF binds to insulin receptor and potentiate the action of इंसुलिन. तो ग्लूकोज टॉलरेंस फैक्टर जो है इंसुलिन रिसेप्टर बाइंड होकर के उसके इंसुलिन के एक्शन को पोटेंशिएट करता है. द रिलेशनशिप हैज़ बीन शोन बिटवीन द क्रोमियम डिफिशियंसी एंड ग्लूकोज इंटॉलरेंस. Absorption of chromium is less than 1%. Stainless steel utensil contains chromium which can be absorbed. Chromium intake is about 0.35 milligram per day in man and 0.25 milligram per day in women, which is adequate. Excessive chromium can be toxic. Now selenium. Selenium is also a important minor element. It asks as a short question as a selenium containing enzymes. So selenium content of normal adult human varies widely. Value from 3 milligram to 15 milligram have been reported in different geographical areas. About 30% of the total body selenium is present in the liver and 30% in muscles, 15% in kidney and 10% in ब्लड. जितना बॉडी में पाया जाता है सेलेनियम उसका डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन बॉडी में डिफरेंट जगह डिफरेंट परसेंटेज में है. 30% जो है मसल्स में, 15% किडनी एंड 10% इन ब्लड. मोस्ट ऑफ द सेलेनियम प्रेजेंट इन टिश्यूज इज प्रेजेंट इन प्रोटीन्स दैट इज नोन एज selenoproteins. Selenium performs its function in the form of the selenoproteins, many of which are in the form of enzymes. 4 different selenoproteins occurs in the form of enzymes. That enzymes is glutathione peroxidase. इसको याद रखिएगा. Glutathione peroxidase is selenium containing enzyme. Have been identified, all of which contain selenium. Glutathione peroxidase is a part of the antioxidant defense system. Glutathione peroxidase can break down hydrogen peroxide and a fatty acid hydroperoxides. Both these are toxic compounds. उनको break down करते हैं. The major role of selenium is as an antioxidant. In the function, it complements the role of vitamin E. Other role of selenium is in iodine metabolism. 3 different iodothyronine deiodinases have been identified. These converts T4 into T3. All the 3 are selenium containing enzymes. T4 को T3 में कन्वर्ट करने वाले जो एंजाइम्स हैं iodothyronine deiodinases, these are the 3 forms. They are selenium containing enzymes. Absorption and excretion. The 2 major forms of selenium in food are selenomethionine and selenocysteine. Selenomethionine is found mainly in plants food and selenocysteine is found in animal food. The absorption is highly efficient. The main site of absorption is duodenum. Selenium homeostasis is maintained primarily through excretion. Selenium is excreted by urinary and alimentary tracts. Urinary excretion is primarily route of regulation under the normal condition. Different selenium requires have been recommended in different countries. In India, the recommended intake is 40 microgram per day for adults of both sexes. The role of selenium deficiency in human being came to the form in 1979. Selenium deficiency was correlated with Keshan disease and Kasin-Beck disease in China. इसको याद रखिएगा, कभी कभी पूछे आते हैं. These diseases were found in areas where soil is severely deficient in selenium. Keshan disease results in the cardiomegaly, congestive heart failure and a cardiac necrosis. And Keshan-Beck disease results in the severe osteoarthritis and a degradation of chondrocytes and nerves. Selenium supplementation was found to protect people from these diseases. Now fluorine. It is the last trace element of this chapter. The fluorine naturally occurs as the negatively charged fluoride ion. Only a small amount are present in human being, which is about 2.5 gram in adults, and more than 95% of fluoride is present in bone and teeth. Fluoride is not physiological essential because it does not perform any function. Still, it is considered as essential because of its role is prevention of a dental caries. Dental caries is a chronic disease caused by a कैरियोजेनिक बैक्टीरिया. कैरियोजेनिक बैक्टीरिया मेटाबोलाइज होकर के एसिड रिलीज करता है. दैट एसिड डिजॉल्व्स द एनिमल ऑफ टीथ that creates the dental caries, but fluoride is prevent this bacteria to release the acids. So cariogenic bacteria are naturally present in the oral cavity. These metabolize carbohydrates into organic acid like pyruvic acid and lactic acid. These acids can be dissolved teeth enamel and this produces cavities in teeth, that is dental caries. This is the different dental caries are showing in the diagram. Teeth are made up mainly of calcium, that is the hydroxyapatite, and fluoride ion displace the hydroxyl ion from फ्लोरोएपिटाइट. हाइड्रोक्सीएपिटाइट जो है फ्लोरोएपिटाइट में कन्वर्ट कर देता है फ्लोराइड. तो हाइड्रोक्सीएपिटाइट तो जब फ्लोरोएपिटाइट में कन्वर्ट होता है तो दिस हार्डन द टीथ एनिमल एंड मेक इट रेजिस्टेंट टू द डिसोल्यूशन. और फ्लोरोएपिटाइट इज द हार्डन देन द हाइड्रोक्सीएपिटाइट, सो इट कैन नॉट बी डिसॉल्व बाय दिस acid which are released by the bacteria in carbohydrate metabolism. Fluoride ion also decreases acid production by inhibiting bacterial enzymes. और ये bacterial enzymes के जो acid releasing enzymes हैं उनको inhibit कर देते हैं. The fluoride content of most food is very low. Exceptions are tea, grapes juice and marine fish. These are the low content. Some fruits and vegetables may acquire fluoride from fluoride based pesticides. Now many sources of fluoride is drinking water. The main source जो है drinking water is the main source of fluoride. In tropical countries like India, water intake is relatively high. Drinking water provides enough fluorides if its fluoride content is 0.5 to 0.8 ppm parts per million होता है. इसमें that means drinking water is a good source of fluoride in India. If fluoride content of water is low, dental caries becomes a public health problem. In such areas, fluoride must be added to the source of drinking water. That is also called fluoridation. Fluoridation करा दी जाए water में. The aim is to raise the fluoride content in the range of 0.5 to 0.8 ppm. Excess of fluoride in drinking water is harmful. If the fluoride content of water exceeds 1.5 ppm, it can cause fluorosis. If the excess is mild, only the teeth are affected, that is called dental fluorosis. If the excess is severe, the bone are affected, that is called skeletal fluorosis. So fluorosis are two types: the dental fluorosis, which cause in the mild excess form of fluoride, and skeletal fluorosis, which causes in the high excess of fluoride, that is a severe state. Now dental fluorosis, in early stage the teeth appear mildly and discolored, and later on stain ranging colored from yellow to dark brown appear on teeth, and the surface of teeth becomes irregular with notable pits. पहले हल्का सा पीलापन पड़ता है, फिर पीले से डार्क ब्राउन में कन्वर्ट हो जाते हैं, दैट इज डेंटल फ्लोरोसिस. देखिए नॉर्मल टीथ ये दिख रहे हैं बिल्कुल वाइट, एंड माइल्ड फ्लोरोसिस में थोड़ा सा येलोइश कलर आया है, एंड मॉडरेट फ्लोरोसिस में ये हल्के से ब्राउन हुए हैं, एंड सीवियर फ्लोरोसिस में डार्क ब्राउन दिखाई दे रहे हैं. Skeletal fluorosis. Prolonged intake of excessive fluoride affects the bone. The bone of vertebral column, pelvis and limb get deformed. वर्टिब्रल कॉलम टेढ़ी हो जाती है, पेल्विस गिर्ड लिम्ब भी टेढ़े हो जाते हैं। देयर इज कैल्सिफिकेशन ऑफ लिगामेंट्स एंड टेंडॉन्स, इमोबिलिटी एंड मसल बास्टिंग, ये कारण से इनमें टेढ़ापन होता है। स्केलेटल फ्लोरोसिस कैन ऑल्सो रिजल्ट इन न्यूरोलॉजिकल प्रॉब्लम। Neurological problems are caused by spinal cord compressions like this. ये देखिए पैर की जो हड्डियाँ टेढ़ी हो गई हैं, that is a cause of skeletal muscles, and the bone टेढ़ी हो गई है ना, that is a skeletal fluorosis. It is a severe stage of fluorosis. Fluorosis occur in certain area where the fluoride content of water is high. There are the several such areas in the world. ये जो shaded area दिख रहे हैं, there are the highly fluoride content area. There are some high fluoride areas in India also, and defluoridation of drinking water is required in such areas. So this the darkened area is the highly fluoride area. So fluorosis is common in these areas, Rajasthan, Gujarat, and thank you. Now important question of minerals, there is a long list. जो लॉन्ग आंसर क्वेश्चंस हैं, ये दो क्वेश्चन बनते हैं, एक तो कैल्शियम मेटाबॉलिज्म पर और दूसरा है आयरन मेटाबॉलिज्म पर। कैल्शियम मेटाबॉलिज्म में जो है वो प्रिंसिपल एलिमेंट से आता है, और जो आयरन मेटाबॉलिज्म है वो ट्रेस एलिमेंट से बनता है। सो डिस्कस the distribution of calcium in the body and describe the source, daily requirements and excretion of calcium, how is the blood calcium level regulated, homeostasis and like this way. तो पूरा कैल्शियम यदि पूछा जाए 10 मार्क्स में, and describe the source, requirement, absorption, transport, storage, functions, deficiency and toxic manifestation of iron. इस टाइप से क्वेश्चन बनते हैं पूरे 10-10 नंबर के। एंड शॉर्ट ऐसे टाइप क्वेश्चन बनेंगे। नॉर्मल ब्लड लेवल ऑफ कैल्शियम, मेंशन द फैक्टर ऑफ रेगुलेटेड फैक्टर अफेक्टिंग द एब्जॉर्प्शन ऑफ कैल्शियम, इंटेस्टाइनल एब्जॉर्प्शन ऑफ कैल्शियम, कैल्शियम होमियोस्टेसिस, विटामिन डी, पीटीएच एंड कैल्सिटोनिन का रोल क्या है, ये मैं सब आपको कैल्शियम में बता चुका हूँ। रीनल रिकेट्स, एब्जॉर्प्शन, ट्रांसपोर्ट एंड स्टोरेज ऑफ आयरन इन द बॉडी, ये भी आज हमने बताया है। व्हाट आर द मेजर बायोकेमिकल फंक्शंस ऑफ सोडियम एंड पोटेशियम, मेंशन देयर द नॉर्मल सीरम लेवल, एंड फंक्शन ऑफ आयोडीन, एंड ये आपने बताया आयोडीन के क्या क्या फंक्शन है, फंक्शन ऑफ सेलेनियम एंड विल्सन डिसीज एंड हेपेटोलेंटिकुलर डिग्रेडेशन एंड मेटाबॉलिज्म ऑफ जिंक, मेटाबॉलिज्म ऑफ फास्फोरस, मेटाबॉलिज्म ऑफ जिंक एंड सेलेनियम, मेटाबॉलिज्म ऑफ कॉपर, function of magnesium and function of calcium. These are the short essay type of question which may ask frequently in university examination, and they are the short answer which frequently asked in 3 marks. Function of calcium, what are the different forms of calcium, Keshan disease and renal rickets, osteoporosis, hyponatremia and hypernatremia, hypokalemia, hyperkalemia, and iron is one way substance, ये हमने बताया आपको। फेरिटीन, causes of hemochromatosis, what is the hemocytosis, how it is causes, and bronze disease, ये सब हमने आपको बताया है। and PAPS, function of copper, ceruloplasmin, Menkes disease डिस्कस किए हैं। RD of and function of iodine and function of fluoride, fluorosis से पूरा हमने आपको अच्छा काउंट दिया है। राइट द नॉर्मल लेवल ऑफ सीरम सोडियम एंड पोटेशियम, मेंशन द एंजाइम रिक्वायर्ड फॉर सेलेनियम एज ए कोफैक्टर, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, पूछा जाता है सेलेनियम एक कोफैक्टर के रूप में किन किन एंजाइम में पाया जाता है। नेम 2 जिंक कंटेनिंग एंजाइम से लास्ट के 2 क्वेश्चन पर पूछे जाते हैं। तो दिस आर द वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस विच कवर्ड द मिनरल्स ऑफ ए चैप्टर। तो यदि आपने क्वेश्चन ये पूरे तैयार कर लिए तो मिनरल से क्वेश्चन कैसा भी आएगा वो बच के नहीं जा सकता है। थैंक यू टू ऑल।